Do you remember the genetic Apex meta? Ah yes, the glorious days of Mewtwo EX, Pikachu EX, Charizard EX, and double Articuno, or just Articuno and Starmie. Well, I had a great idea. I had a question that I asked myself in my chat on stream. I said, chat, is it possible to win 5 games in a row with a genetic Apex meta deck? And, well, the short answer is no, but we did kind of do it, and I'll get into it and you'll see later as we watch the video. So, to start off with, we played Mewtwo EX, and this is where I felt the difference in power for the new cards over the older meta decks. I was running Mewtwo EX with double God of War, and actually I threw in Sigilyph and Mythical Slab, so this is like a hybrid Mythical Island deck, okay? And, well, it just could not keep up. It just could not. The basic Pokemon are running you down. They just get set up too quickly. They do. By the time you're doing your 150 damage, probably crippled or dead. It just doesn't happen. It just takes too much setup. Stage 2s right now just struggle to exist. They do. They do. Mewtwo was a quick failure. Then I said, okay, let's try out Articuno EX. And I did actually play it with Arita as well. Yes, these weren't carbon copies of the old decks. These were the same cards with a few new additions. This deck, I think, is still really good. I do. I even made a video on it, which you can check out if you're so curious. I just want to make note. In the event queue, the amount of times I've ran into Arceus, Dialga, and Shaman is unparalleled. Nothing else even comes close. You see that deck only. All day, every day. That is the greatest matchup to find out if the old cards can hold their own. And, well, double Articuno did alright, but again, you simply just don't do enough damage fast enough, unless obviously you get really lucky with Misty. I think we did once and we still lost, but we weren't able to complete the event with Articuno. So, we moved on to Charizard EX with Moltres and Arcanine. This one is still pretty OG. Yeah, this one didn't get any new cards except for maybe a communication or a Rocky Helmet or a Giant Cape. I tried to keep it as legit as possible. I even ran it with the one Growlithe from the 2 Arcanines. And we won a few games. This was the best one so far. And I think this one actually still holds up the best. Now, obviously, Charizard, we all know it does 200 damage for Crimson Storm. It's always worth. It's always going to be good if you can get it off. Problem is that it's a stage 2, but you have Moltres up front farming the energy and tanking while you're building. We all know how this deck works. You also have the option of Arcanine, which is pretty fast and can get going since it's a stage 1. Now, this is good, but when you don't get your cards, it feels really painful. And I find that with many stage 2 comps right now. I really do. I feel like in this current meta, you need to be really fast before the Arceus rain from above and one-shot you for 130 damage. We played a few games, we failed there, and it is what it is. You know, we tried our best. We got a few one-shots here and there, but unfortunately, by the time you have your Charizard with enough energy to one-shot the bench, it might be too late. They aren't like Mewtwo, bro. These are raid bosses. Now, of course, after Charizard failed, there was only one meta deck left from the genetic Apex era, and that was Pikachu EX. Yeah. Pikachu EX. Now, we all know how Pikachu works. If you've forgotten, because it's been a while, I rarely see the card. It's basically the older Arceus. You need 3 electric Pokemon on your bench. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why didn't you run it with Blitz or Electrode or anything like that? I mean, yeah, maybe I should have. But we just, in the moment, we went with Pachirisu because it's good and efficient. The only way you can play Pikachu is if you have electric Pokemon on your bench. So what Pokemon that is doesn't matter too much. I just put Pachirisu there because it kind of does the same thing. It does the same amount of damage. Actually, it does 10 less, but you need a Pokemon tool. So, Pikachu EX. Now, in our first game, we had one of those guys that likes to concede at the beginning of a game just to give you a point. So, we had a head start. Kind of annoying because I like to do things properly, but it is what it is. Our toughest battle was actually, of course, against a fighting deck, and they were playing Lucario with Marshadow and some other stuff, and thankfully, we won that with Pikachu and Pachirisu Zapdos. And, well, I think the beauty of this deck is that it's pretty fast. No matter what you're playing, you're dishing out damage. So, it's pretty good. Everything only requires 1 or 2 energy. Zapdos needs 3, but we didn't really play the Zapdos in any scenario. Now, in our last game, we got lucky and played against a water deck, but it was Articuno, Palkia, Mew, and the Origin form Palkia, which is actually really good. Our Charizard deck did lose to a Garchomp deck. Yeah, so out of the old, in with the new. We lost there. Our double Articuno deck lost to Celebi. Yeah, Celebi EX took us out of the game. These new cards are just faster and cooler, man. They're just younger, you know? To end this video off, we beat the event with Pikachu EX, out of all things, which is fine. It's always good, but the problem is Arceus is here now, and it's just better. You can play Arceus in every deck, and it does way more damage, and it's tankier. So what can you do? Pikachu's kind of obsolete. We literally just played a watered down version of the Arceus card now. It's sad when the Pokemon mascot has become such a thing, but it is what it is. If I'm gonna be honest, Mewtwo felt the worst to play, and Pikachu felt the best. Charizard is alright. I think stage 2s right now feel painful to play. Let me know what you guys think of the genetic Apex decks. Do you think they can hold their own? Maybe I just got unlucky or I just played poorly. Let me know in the comments. If you want to see these games happen live, I do stream live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dankbak, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. UK time. Do follow me there if you'd like to catch these games live. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.